Hello, great people. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo, states that Mr. Peter Obi needs serious psychiatric evaluation for vowing that he will only serve one term if voted in as Nigeria's president. Soludo argued that there is nobody that will have the opportunity to serve two terms and decide to walk away after serving just a term. In a moment, I'll leave you to watch the video of the governor of where he throws shades at Mr. Peter Obi. Then when we come back, I will be countering the argument of the governor by giving you 5 instances of people that decide to walk away after spending just a term in office. I'll be giving you 5 instances of presidents from different countries that decide to walk away. So if you are the type that values knowledge, of course this is the video for you. Then after that, we will be looking at the response of Mr. Peter Obi to the governor of his home state, Soludo, and also we'll be reviewing the political conduct, the political oration, and also the apparent political desperation of Soludo. We'll be doing all this and a whole lot more on this episode of Politics with your sure plug, Dr. Omosholadeji. First, let us go and watch the video of Soludo. Then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
How can anybody with brain, you think you are talking to fools? You come to people and say, I will do only one term. Any politician who said that must be sent to a psychiatric home. Because the person must have some mental problem. When the Constitution allows you to stay up to 8 years, you come and tell us, I'm going to spend one term. Tell us where it has ever happened. Who? On a column, nkwa na-ekwe nwanyị. Bo. Nkwa na-ekwe nwanyị. Bo. Nga watch ngote ya ba. Nga watch ngote ya ba. If I kava na-ekwe anyị nkwa. Anybody who is saying I'm going to do one term needs a psychiatric examination. Because you are taking everybody else to be foolish, to be a fool.
There you have it. You just watched the video of the governor of Anambra State, Soludo, stating that anybody that has an opportunity to serve 2 terms but decide to walk away after 1 term, or saying that he will walk away, needs serious psychiatric evaluation. Apparently, he is talking to Mr. Peter Obi, who happens to be a former governor of Anambra State. And now Mr. Peter Obi have responded. But before I go into the response of Mr. Peter Obi, let us learn from each other with 5 examples of presidents that decide to walk away. You would see that Mr. Professor Soludo is apparently incorrect, and I decide to respond to this because he is a professor. If it were to be a street urchin, a rap tag, or a scallywag that made such assertion, I wouldn't have dignified it with a response. But because such assertion is coming from the mouth of a professor, and that is why I've taken it upon myself to give 5 instances of presidents that decide to walk away after serving just a term. And you will see that it dates back many years ago. It's not even a recent thing. So I was wondering that, Professor Soludo, how come you don't know this, or you are just trying to be politically correct? And number 1 on my list is James K. Polk. James K. Polk ruled the United States of America from 1845. Yes, you heard me right. 1845 to 1849. He ruled from 1845 to 1849. And what is the reason? Why did James K. Polk walk away after serving a term? He says that, well, he campaigned on the promise to serve only 1 term. So he declined re-election after fulfilling key goals like territorial expansion. So James K. Polk decided to walk away after serving 1 term because that was his promise. And perhaps these are some of the role models of candidate of the Labour Party in the 2020 presidential election, Mr. Peter Obi. The second on the list here will surprise you, and that is even within the African continent. So how come that Professor Soludo does not know this? And it's yours truly, Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela ruled South Africa from 1944 to 1999. 1994, apologies please, 1994 to 1999. Why did President Nelson Mandela decide to walk away? He says he chose not to seek a second term to encourage democratic transition and avoid power consolidation. He was widely praised for his decision because Nelson Mandela was locked up for so many years. So people are thought that when he had the opportunity, when he was released from prison and he had the opportunity to be president, that he may decide to rule in perpetuity. But when he served just one term, he decided to walk away because he said that he wants to encourage democratic transition. So he should lead by example. We are talking of the president of a country like South Africa. He decided to walk away. So what Mr. Peter Obi is not, what Mr. Peter Obi is saying is not new. Now, let us go to the third instance. I said I'm going to give you 5. Let's go to the third one. The third one is Ahmed Abdallah Mohamed Sambi. He ruled Comoros from 2006 to 2011. This is also another recent happening from 2006 to 2011, and he decided to walk away because he declined to seek re-election amid controversy and to preserve peace in a politically unstable island nation. That means that Ahmed Abdullah Mohamed Sambi decided to walk away to kind of like make sure that there's political peace in his country, that his country was politically unstable. And he decided to just walk away that, okay, if I walk away, definitely there won't be any room for crisis. Okay, let me walk away as president. And that is the former leader of Comoros that ruled between 2006 to 2011. Now, another example in this regard is Jose Mujica of Uruguay. He ruled Uruguay from 2010 to 2015. This is another recent example. From 2010 to 2015, Jose Mujica ruled Uruguay and he decided to walk away, though he was popular and eligible for re-election. Though he was popular and eligible for re-election, he chose not to return, citing age, personal values, and democratic renewal. So he decided not to run again, citing his age, personal values, and democratic renewal. And that democratic renewal is one of the reasons why Mr. Peter Obi is saying that he will only run a term based on the North-South unwritten agreement. So if the South have spent is 4 years, and by 2031, the 8 years of the South would have been completed, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently using 4 years, and the turn of the South has been widely touted will run to 2031. So power will need to shift to the North. So it is based on that democratic renewal that Mr. Peter Obi is saying, well, I will only serve one term. So you can see that there are many instances. So how come Chukwuma Soludo, governor of Anambra State, his political aides could not kind of like make sure that the governor is saying the right thing? And the fifth one is that of George Washington. That dates back in time. George Washington ruled the United States from 1789 to 1797. He ruled the United States for 8 years, and he declined a third term when there were no term limits. Take note, he ruled for 2 terms, but as at when he was ruling, there was no term limit, but he declined a third term. His voluntary exit after 2 terms set a democratic precedent that became a tradition. You can see George Washington, his exit became a tradition that in the United States at the moment, you cannot spend more than 2 terms. So I think that the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, with profound respect, need to educate himself accordingly, because there are instances where people have decided to walk away after spending just a term. And some of the instances is what I've shared with you. And I think that the governor needs to check his conduct and oration. And that's the way he spoke leaves much to be desired from a governor. Let us go to the comment of Mr. Peter Obi. How did Mr. Peter Obi respond to the aspersion of the governor of his home state, Chukwuma Soludo? Mr. Peter Obi's response is long, but I will just read some paragraphs out of it. Let me read the first 2 paragraphs. It says, one of the greatest American presidents, this is the statement of Mr. Peter Obi in response to Chukwuma Soludo. It says, one of the greatest American presidents, Abraham Lincoln, served only 4 years, yet his legacy endures as a model of principled leadership. Another iconic figure, John F. Kennedy, did not even complete a full term, yet his vision and ideals continue to inspire generations. In Africa, Nelson Mandela, revered globally as a symbol of justice and reconciliation, chose to serve only one term as president of South Africa despite immense public pressure to stay longer. His decision was a deliberate act of leadership, a statement that power must serve the people, not the self. Indeed, history shows that the longer many African leaders remain in power, the more likely they are to be corrupted by it. Longevity in office is not a mark of success. Rather, it is purposeful, accountable service, however brief, that defines true statesmanship. What a brilliant response from Mr. Peter Obi and his handlers. And if I can read the second paragraph, it says, "It is within this context that I reiterate my vow. I will serve only one term of 4 years if elected president, and that vow is sacrosanct." Now, you can follow up with the rest of Mr. Peter Obi's response on his various social media handles. So I find the response quite mature and interesting. But what I can say, going back to Professor Chukwuma Soludo, is that can't Soludo talk without being abusive or throwing shades? He's a professor. He's a governor, not a tout. There should be a difference when you are listening to a professor, when you are listening to a governor, and when you are listening to a tout. You can argue that, well, nobody will have the opportunity and not want to rule. But why use the word psychiatric evaluation? And at the end of the day, you are even making the wrong assertion, because Mr. Peter Obi gave you 3 examples in his response. I gave you 5 examples, and the only similarity in our example is apparently that of Nelson Mandela. So it shows that examples abound and instances abound. So I think that the governor should behave more like a governor. And you see, Mr. Chukwuma Soludo, the professor, is playing with fire, because he's seeking re-election very soon and is contesting in a region where Obi is greatly loved and has cult following. Mr. Peter Obi is greatly loved in the southeast. He has cult following in that region. You are contesting for re-election as a governor in that region, particularly the state that he has governed before, and you are misbehaving towards the man. That can come with enough political risk, and at the end of the day, he may begin to cry, and I know, because now Mr. Peter Obi is the political figure of the Igbo people, as Bola Ahmed Tinubu happens to be the political figure of the Yoruba people, while Atiku Abubakar is the political figure of the Hausa Fulani ethnic group. So I would advise the Professor Chukwuma Soludo to tread with caution. It's been an interesting time with you. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.